Hi there, and welcome back to Number One Geek. It is me, Saz, and I'm back with Order 66 RimWorld. Once again, full disclosure, should I say. I went through a wonderful game and I had a great time, and I thought it was really good. I kept it nice and short, and everything was wonderful and fantastic, and we had a great ending. I played it back, and once again, for somehow, I didn't manage to record my voice. So I'm sitting here on Audacity and I'm playing through the video that I got beforehand, which is going to be fun because I'm going to have to kind of react to what I did, because it's been a while. I didn't do it immediately because I was too busy banging my head against a desk. So yeah, we're going to have to go through some stuff. I obviously had some time where I spent some time talking because it's gone exceptionally still. So I might have to do a bit of cutting here. Anyway, the story so far. Everything went to pot, and we had a bit of a boring session last time when Riadra, Smiles, Vince, Diver, Giggles, Welly and Skater were busy building, rebuilding, and just generally getting some stuff. Oh, I've started now. Yes! A major problem here at the moment is that mechanoid ship has crashed. And I'm a bit worried about how to deal with it. So a lot of it is going to have to work out how I'm going to deal with it. Now, what I really want to do is, oh, it looks like I picked up some pigs as well last session, but we lost a rat to a wolf, which isn't too much of a fuss, really. I'm not that fussed about it. As we go with the research, I'm looking for mortars because my first instinct was to get a mortar sorted and bomb that thing from a distance, so that we could then bring on the creatures to then come towards my guns, which would mean I'd have a better chance of taking them out. Even though mechanoids do have tend to have a longer distance. Giggles, I've been continuing to make a hunt. There's going to be a lot of errs in this one as I try to remember what I did and what I had done, so I do apologise about that. Alright, so what have we got next? Yeah, so I'm trying to build up Giggle's shooting because obviously as a non-Jedi, she's needing to put herself forward as one of the people who can help the Jedi in a situation when we get attacked by raiders, and getting her shooting up and getting her something nice and long range so she can take out people who sit back and long range snipe our Jedi, to give them something to do, or give her something to do. I mean, unfortunately with Welly and Skater, neither of them like to actually fight. Welly, however, is not in a great state, and I've suddenly realised why. The light's not working. Now, I don't know about things recently, but I have noticed that characters generally tend to ignore doing all the basic stuff, and they tend to go for stuff that's usually not really worth the while. But what I'm doing now is I've suddenly realised that these two areas here are not really worth going for, so I'm getting heaters and or cooling units done. Because looking at the temperature, well, the outdoors temperature's okay at the moment, but I think I'm certainly getting to the point where we may have to take into account people's issues. So now I'm just venting through now, make sure that everybody's getting the advantage of cooling units. Also turn that heater off, yeah. Because we might have prisoners, but they're going to swelter. And the important thing is you've got to keep your prisoners in a fairly decent state. Did I just do that the wrong way around? That's something I might take a note of. I think I may have just put the heating part into the... So that's one good thing about having to review it. I've suddenly realised that I may have to, next session, go around and sort that out. But there you go. So just continue to get Giggles to do some hunting, which will eventually make her super sexy. In the shooting department, of course. So the ultimate goal, as I may have discussed this or may not have discussed this, is to make a ship and get out, and that'll be the end of the series on that one, or the season. We're effectively taking the and they're going to go off, and that's considered the end point. We're going to try and get the ship to do it in a Star Wars style, ship. We'll see how it goes with that one. I'm not 100% sure that I'll be able to manage that. We'll have to see. I've never really got myself as far as making a ship. I've usually moved on to a different idea, which is my major problem. I tend to move on to new ideas quite quickly. But that's the curse of the creative, I'm afraid. Yes. Right, where are we? Oh, looks like I'm... Right, I've realised that the pig that's been hurt, I don't have a place to put them to rest because it's been injured. So what I plan to do is make one of those. I don't have enough deer skin, and I think, if I remember correctly, I'm just trying to check to make sure that the... just trying to check to see if I can make something with the correct hide. But I don't seem to have enough of most hides. However, spoiler alert, I do find that that's it, the goat hide I can do, because then I have to work out the goat hide on there. And then I think the ibexes are classed as goat hide. So, just to make life a little bit easier, that's Jade. Well done, Richard. That's Jade. Well done. Okay. Trying to get my head around it. I see the interesting point is I'm probably seeing this from your perspective. You know, I think you're probably thinking, what an idiot. Because that's what I'm thinking right now. Okay, so yeah, so the ibex is there. Will be more goat skin. I'm coming from the enlightened position of knowing what was going on. God, I bet you're interested right now. I might as well start talking about sandwiches. Yes, I like a BLT or Subway. Nice. Right, got a bit of a mad animal. It's another ibex. Going a bit crazy, so we'll just go into him. And dead. Well, that was very short, but it's nice to have like you know, an easy to deal with issue first, if you see my point. It's you know, there's always going to be harder stuff to deal with later on, and it's always nice to have a red alert come out. This is where I've worked out, I think. Yes. Yes, that's go tide. So the ibex get go tide, so I know for a fact that I've got loads of ibexes in the fridge, and therefore I can be able to make myself a nice thing for the piggy. Save the piggies. I'm not too sure why, because they're just basically bacon. Those pigs just have... Yes, I think those pigs just ended up having a bit of nookie. So I might get more piggies. And that's actually quite good, because then I'll have a... I can make a pig pen. Then I can breed piggies. And then slaughter ones every now and again to get food in. So I've got some proper food. So I'm farming. I'm farming, folks. Yes. I've got the crops. I've got the farm animals, and we've got Jedi who are actually simple farmers. So when the Empire comes crashing round, I'm not a Jedi, sir. I'm just a simple farmer. Yeah, I'm a bit concerned about that piggy. To be fair, slaughtering it might be a better idea. Oh, he's up. He's actually up and about. That's quite interesting. I say that from the fact that I knew that was going to happen. But oh, here we go. Here's a raid. So they're going to prepare for a while. In they come. Huh. Now, I think I have a cunning plan. And this cunning plan involves me shooting that thing and getting the mechanoids out and getting the raiders to deal with the issue rather than deal with it myself. That's so cunning. Brilliant. Now, unfortunately, in the best way, if I had a... that's probably me suddenly realising it and pointing it out again. Now, if I had my mortar, then I would have been able to deal with it. But what I want to do is I want to find a long-range weapon. I think, oh, incendiary launcher. So I'm sending Diver to send an incendiary launcher out to cause as much damage as possible and get as close as possible without triggering them. So I'm effectively, I'm not going for the bad guys, I'm going for the ship. And using an incendiary launcher will hopefully create a continuous damage on the ship. The only issue is they're starting their assault, so that's not good. It's like, oh, good, best laid plans of mice and men. So I'm just thinking, well, what am I? How am I going to do this? But then suddenly, one of them decided that I'm going to attack this thing. I'm going, all right then. So, out of the frying pan into the fire, I suppose, for them. So they're fleeing almost straight away because they just got absolutely decimated by those two scythers there. Diver is now going to have to try to deal with these guys. and get herself into a part where she can get close enough to shoot. But the problem is with Scythers is that they have a very long range weapon. And you have to effectively take them out with more than one way. Now, problem is with Diver, well, being a Jedi and all that, she can probably heal herself from being shot and getting, you know, charging in. But I've changed my mind. I think, yeah, there's no point risking one person against these guys. It looks like these guys there are down. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be able to save them. I know that we'd established that the Jedi Code meant that regardless of their issue, if I could have saved them, I would have. But with 3 of those bad boys out there, it's going to be a bit difficult. There's no point in me risking, you know. The thing about Jedi, they take calculated risks. They don't, you know, needlessly just fly in and do stuff. They're not stupid, I think is the is the best way of looking at it. You know, if it's the will of the Force, as Qui-Gon Jinn says, you know, you got to listen to what the Force tells you, and the Force is telling me right now that that is too much of a risk. No, someone's gone berserk. Oh, so I have to knock her cold. So right now, things aren't looking so great. If you excuse me, I'm starting to get a bit phlegmy in the old throat right now. So we're going to have to deal with her. We're going to have to deal with Welly. We've got 3 Scythers hanging out at the back there. It's just a whole mess. Just hope the Diver can take Welly. No, Diver's just had a bit of a smacking. Hopefully she'll be able to deal with it. Just want to incapacitate her, basically. Right, so the ancient structure has emitted a psychic pulse that was driven nearby animals mad. So that's not good. No, she's not looking too good, is she? Just rescued her. Stick her back in bed, and then hopefully Clive can jump in next to her. So, am I going to do? I would love to rescue you guys, but I don't think I can. These Scythers, fortunately, or unfortunately, aren't attacking, which means that I'm going to have to go out and meet them at some point, which isn't entirely the best solution. There you go. So Welly's back in normal. Things has finally switched off the heater. Unfortunately, with the thing I noticed with the air conditioner, it'll still get hot anyway. So what are we going to do? I'm trying to work out now, obviously. how I'm going to solve this. I think the only way is to just send people up there and just take them out. But we've got 2 people down. So my first thought is I need more stuff there, defensive stuff. But having said that, I have had a thought. If you, I can't, well, where that's just circled over there, maybe I ought to build a wall around the back that will force creatures to get into range of the guns. I'll have to have a look at the range on there and see what I can do about forcing people. Which may mean that there's like a trap wall. I've recently noticed though that they've now, or the game has now started to take damage into account on the walls. If your gun shoots a wall, it starts damaging the walls, which I don't think it used to do. But that's, you know, it's still one of those things that you have to keep your mind on. Now I've paused it for a second, so I'm not 100% sure. I must be talking about something, as I do. Sometimes you can't shut me up. Sometimes I wish I could shut up. Ah, wait a second, what's this? Ah, potential help. Or is it potential cannon fodder? I'd love to tell you what I'm doing right now, but I have no clue. And maybe I'm just checking to see what weapons I've got to do the maximum damage to the scythers, perhaps. Certainly looking for something. I'm arming diver. Oh, I'm being a bit brave over here. Well, it looks like I've been quite lucky here, because the party's just come along and they've taken on the scythers, which means that I can't have like a bullet shield, meat shield now. The thing is I always find that whilst they're concentrating on one person, if I get myself to a position, there we go, I can fire that scyther now. Usually they tend to take out the first thing that they're shooting at. Now, say that now I've just been shot at by the scyther, but I've had more hits on the scyther than it's had on me, quite naturally. Let me make sure that I'm okay if them shoot off. Okay, she needs a cyber eye at some point. But I'm doing it more issues than it's doing me. And the good thing, oh, it's down. So I can take on the next one. So this is going quite successfully actually. What's happened is that we've used this group of people. Of course, Diver can heal as well. We've used these things to effectively be meat shields. Which really, it's the will of the Force, isn't it? The Force has basically allowed a situation where these creatures have come along, but also helped to solve the problem. Now, the question I have is, is this really, is this really where the Jedi? And yeah, I think it would be. I think they would, the Force has allowed these people to come and take on the Siders. We haven't encouraged them to do so, they did it on their own volition. But if they're going to do it, then we're going to take advantage of it. And with the Force defense up now, Diver should be able to take these guys out all by herself. There's another one down. And now the final Sider. We'll honour your dead and bury them for you. We'll also honour your dead by taking all their stuff. I was obviously thinking exactly the same thing at that point. Okay, so that's down. So that is a major threat dealt with. And Red over there is actually still one of the few people who are alive. So until let me just kick the crap out of this this guy. Well, the nice tribes people, all the people with weapons over there, they've done their bit. Because the danger's away, I can now rescue Red. But the next thing is, I need to get rid of the psychic ship. So, I'm just going to have someone melee attack it, just to get them over here. So, giggles. Kind of thinking that maybe I'm using that to get her shooting up. When I say melee attack, I'll probably transfer it over, just getting her up there first. Next trader that comes along, they're going to have a lot of stuff to buy off us. So I hope they've got the silver for it. So yeah, that was really successful. I'm actually quite pleasantly surprised that I've managed to negotiate that with very few casualties on our side. Obviously Red's near death. Have we got him back already? Yes, we have. I'm not too sure he's going to survive the night, but we're going to do our best. Friendly chatting. Just our general idea is to we heal up our enemies and send them back, and then hopefully build up. So I think I've missed a trick here. I've got a punching it, and I could really get her shooting it. So actually missed a trick there, mate. Shooting it would have been made life a hell of a lot easier. Oh, oops. Sorry, Giggles. I may have ignored the fact that she was getting close to a break. I might have to punch her in the head. Yep, Red's died. That's a shame. We tried our best. You know, if we could have saved him, we could have saved him, and we could have sent him back to his people. Right. Look at that. There's a nice AI core right there. Which generally means that we can further our ability to improve ourselves. I can't remember what it's for now. It's some sort of like organisational thing, or AI assisted research. Speaking of research, the whole point of getting those mortars has kind of, well, it's gone a bit on the wayside, hasn't it? Really, there's no real point that's doing it. But whilst I'm here, I might as well get some medicine on with nature and all that. And looks like we've made the hole to create that wrong way round heater. I am really gonna have to sort that out. It's the first thing I'm gonna do next session, which I will be recording after I've finished doing the vocals on that and got this one done. Because then I'm kind of versed in what's happened in this episode, and I'll be able to tell you. So there you go. Look at all those dead bodies. Yes. I think it's all the resources as well. Being able to get the AI core, able to get all the metal and stuff. It's just resources that we can use. Right, now Giggles has fallen over. We can go rescue her. Where are you? That's Willy. Giggles? Giggles? Where are you? Where have you gone? Oh, there you are. Try to arrest her. Oh, I think it's because I've got her on drafted. For some strange reason, I can't rescue. I've worked out the reason why. Is that she's actually just fallen asleep. She's not in any sort of critical state. So it might just be a question of just leaving her alone. Because arresting her, if I remember correctly, will turn her into an enemy, and then I'll have to spend half the time recruiting her again. There's a purple crystal there. That's actually a good thing there, because I'd make a mistake by arresting her. So I just have to leave her alone. Leave her alone! Let her sleep. Just make sure that, just keep an eye on her and just make sure that nobody tries to eat her. While she's, oh, someone else has gone. Have I just not, Right, mortars are done! What am I going to go for next? Electric smelting. Yeah, I think I'm heading for the cremation. That's what I'm heading for. Because burying people's all very well. Still worried about Giggles. Which is kind of strange. It must mean that I'm quite I'm quite concerned about her. The thing I might do is also switch off any sort of thing that makes a noise. And there we go. Well, fortunately, we don't have that much left. So, I'm certainly coming up to wrap up the episode. Because, effectively, I wanted to make these a little bit shorter and sweeter. So that you don't have an hour of me chatting at you. Sort of thing, and try to keep... I'll try to keep the elements working as they should be working, so to speak. I don't know what I'm talking about either. I know. I'm just checking out stuff for how I'm going to add powers and stuff, but there you go. Usually better to make sure that what to go for. Just get a reflection. Is there I can not people shooting stuff back at them. I'm still concerned about giggles, obviously. I think I could make a mistake. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing here, if I'm going to be honest with you. I'm obsessed with giggles falling asleep right now. I think it's probably because of a starvation. I've found the blue crystal, or the purple crystal. Hello, giggles. There you go. She's fine now. Totally fine. And some cargo pods. And just drop some boom rat leather. I'll take a bit of that. Bit of leather will always do. There. I was worrying about nothing. Giggles was perfectly fine. All she needed was a nap. And some food. And a bit of a sad wander. So, yeah, we're doing so well. We're doing quite well. We've got the side that's been dealt with, as was the psychic ship, so we've got no worries about that. Everyone seems fairly okay. Giggles is now fine. We've got ourselves a nice lightsaber colour. We destroyed this area here, and that means we've got stuff like an AI core and loads of weapons and some scythers to take apart. Got the crystal. And everything seems hunky-dory. I'm actually quite pleased with the way that this ended. Effectively, we've got ourselves into a situation where we're actually positive. I might need to make some more graves though, by the looks of it, until I can get the smelter sorted, of course. Once I've got the smelter sorted, that means I can get the cremator sorted, and so forth. Now, what I might end up doing is putting ourselves into a situation where we are able to take that on and build up defensively to force people using this river to force them across the area. Now, how I do that is another thing, but we'll have to see. Yeah, so I've paused it. We've only got a few seconds left before this video ends, and so I'd like to say thank you very much for your time. If you like what you see here, press the like button. If you don't, press the dislike button. However, if you do dislike it, please spend some time, tell me why, so I can improve this. This is all about improving my stuff for you to enjoy. Other things are, if you want to make a comment, leave a comment, and of course subscribe if you need to subscribe. So thank you very much. It's been quite a successful one. I will see you at the next episode. Thanks guys. Bye bye.